So, hey there, everybody. It's Brittany with Chattanooga Life and Style. And today I have with me Mary Beth Torgerson with her closet editing. So, I'm going to let her introduce herself and her business, and we'll go from there.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you letting me come on today to talk. My name's Mary Beth Torgerson. I am the owner of Mary Beth Styles, a personal styling business located in Chattanooga, Tennessee, but serving the southeastern region. I just started doing remote styling. So for those of us who are at home and have all the time in the world, now we can get together remotely and start working on cleaning out your closet.
And so, Mary Beth, you were someone I really wanted to talk with because, especially now in light of the last week, I feel like people are just between COVID, between storms, being at home. There are just so many things going on right now. And my heart goes out to people in our community who have been affected by all of this. And, it's touching all of our lives in really different ways. I think we're on day 30 something now of COVID quarantine. And so, I'm feeling it. I'm very bored. I've already cleaned out my closet once, but I feel like, as we're home longer and longer, you do start to almost reevaluate your space and what you really need. And I feel like people are simplifying more. I'm hearing about some gardening. I started a garden. I am purging my closet. And so I'm just wondering, what are some ways that we can simplify and reduce that stress right now? One of those ways being wardrobe.
Yeah, for sure. I was actually going to say, is it day 30? Because I feel like it's like somewhere around the 700
I
mark.
know. I am losing track quickly. It's hard to believe May is just over, a week or so away, but I still feel like we're somewhere in March. I see those memes that are like March, 976.
I
And
know,
that's
right?
kind of where I'm feeling like I am.
Yeah, I went outside and I was like, man, it's spring. When did that happen?
So weird. It's almost, I don't know, you almost feel a little guilty, or I do anyway, enjoying it. And I'm loving all the flowers blooming. I actually started
Yeah.
a garden and that's sprouting as of today. So that's really like sweet and bittersweet almost with just everything that's happened the last week. So how
Yeah,
can we cultivate a little goodness and get our energy
for
moving in the
sure.
right direction?
Yeah, I think that the space, the way that you curate your space has a lot to do with how you feel inside. So if your space is cluttered, then it kind of makes you feel that way on the inside. And at least for me, that goes with like my appearance as well. Like if I roll out of bed looking like a potato, then I'm just going to feel like that all day. So something that's important for me is to be able to easily get into my closet, see exactly what I have, be able to put things together, and that gives me peace. And I think that's something that we could, dig into while we have all this free time. So if you've been putting off going through your closet, the time is now. No excuses. And it's a perfect time to just go through and really kind of make that a space that's more curated and easy for you to get into.
And so it's funny because I have a colleague, I use the word curate very often, but a colleague said, what does that even mean? So why don't you share with our audience what curating, especially as it pertains to the closet, means?
For me, I think it's when you open your closet and you can see every piece that you have. There's nothing, you don't have three things on a hanger inside out, things stuffed at the bottom of your closet that you've forgotten about. You know exactly every piece of clothing, it fits you and you love it.
And so I have a couple questions just related to, and I even talked with some friends prior to this interview, just like, what are your all's main challenges right now? Especially just going through, job changes, changes of age, changes of weight, whatever. We have changes, especially as females, all throughout life. So how would you say to sort of know when the right time to approach that purge or closet edit would be?
I feel like you'll know when it comes. If you're looking into your closet and you're having a hard time putting things together in the morning, or you just don't know if something fits you, so you keep passing by it, passing by it, passing by it, and then you're like, man, I haven't worn that in a year. It's probably time to go through things. And I do think as women, especially, we go through a lot of changes and body changes, and as time goes on, the style changes. And so it's important to like refresh your wardrobe regularly. Like this isn't a thing you're going to be a one and done kind of scenario. Like it's probably good to just kind of check back with it, every year or so at the least, I think would probably be solid, just to make sure that everything in there, you still love it and still want it and it still brings you joy, as the great Marie Kondo would say.
I honestly love her approach. I read that
I
book
do too.
a while back, and it took me a little bit to sort of wrap my mind around it and approach it. But the more I've thought about it and I've approached it, it feels good to feel like you love and you want everything in your life.
Exactly. Yeah. I think with your clothing specifically, when you put something on that like makes you feel incredible, it's an easy thing to just put that on and that you look amazing and you feel amazing. And that feeling is something that you can't, recreate. Like that's like something that, as soon as you put on that piece, you're like, yes, this is perfect. And you should feel that way about everything. There shouldn't be a piece in there you're like, well, I guess I'll just kind of hang on to it. It's just a waste of space. The odds are that if you're not feeling that joy when you put it on, then you're not putting it on anyway.
Okay, so I have a question as far as that goes. Does that apply to literally everything, like gym clothes, work clothes? I've kind of started this almost party closet type thing with like my fun clothes, because I guess I was sort of feeling like I'm not discovering that much joy in my workwear. What do you think our expectations should be as far as just those of us who love fashion, wanting to have some fun, I guess, in every facet of life?
Yeah, no, definitely. I can definitely see that. And I've worked with people who have the same problem, especially when you wear maybe say a uniform to work, or, you have something very specific that you're required to wear. That's kind of hard to find yourself in something that's maybe not as you would like it to be. But I do think for sure, like for the gym, I have to look cute if I go to the gym. Otherwise, I don't want to go to the gym. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. It just makes me feel better if I know that I look halfway decent in what I'm wearing. And as far as work clothes, I think the same goes for that too. It completely changes your attitude. And I know that we don't have unlimited budget and you can't just, go out and get rid of everything that you don't like. But I do think that it's a process. So, that blazer doesn't fit you great. You're not feeling it. Every time you put it on, you're like, nah, I say you can do better. And so just be on the lookout for that. Maybe if you're working on a budget, then that's totally okay. Just know in the back of your mind that that's something you want to work on. Maybe that's the next piece you get. And then move on to the next thing. Maybe you need new black trousers. Yours are getting kind of funky. Move on to that. You don't have to clear through your whole closet like you're, in Sex in the City. That's not for everybody.
What do you feel like is a more approachable process for everybody? Should you go ahead and get rid of those things, purge first, and then make a list of things you need? What have you found in your experience as a process that makes people feel a little more safe as they're going through this?
Yeah, for sure. So when I'm going through a closet with a client, what we do is we touch every piece of clothing in the closet and we'll try it on. If there's any kind of, I'm not sure how that fits. I'm not sure if I still like that. We'll try it on and we'll either keep it, toss it, donate it, get it mended or altered, and or consign it if it's something consignable. And so that's also an extra source of income. And if you're working with an expert, then they'll know like what is consignable and what others might buy and what you could make money on, and therefore put that back into your closet after you're finished. But sometimes like you'll go through and you'll have a big list of things that you're going to need. Maybe they had a weight change or, body change, and they're going to have to buy quite a bit. Then maybe we'll go through the things that we know they don't like and get those out of there. And then we'll keep those items as placeholders until they can kind of slowly get in there and we can shop for those things and just, then get rid of the old as we bring in the new.
And that way they're not feeling like they just don't have anything to wear.
Yeah, no, we don't want that. No, for sure.
What's a way, just as you're kind of talking through your client demographic, it sounds like, what is a way to, especially with my background in fitness and yoga, that resonates with me as people lose weight or they gain weight.
Mhm.
particularly as they're looking to lose weight though. Just letting go of some of those items, in a way
Mhm.
that feels safe, but you're also kind of looking forward to what's coming. What would you recommend?
Yeah, I think I work with a lot of clients who have gone through body changes. Maybe they haven't gone through their closet since they raised their kids. Maybe they have clothes in there from before two kids and then haven't given themselves the time. I work with a lot of moms, and this is their gift to themselves. They want to get back and start to actually love what's in their closet again. And my thing is, I feel like if you have things that are on either side of the spectrum in terms of like your weight loss, weight journey, I feel like it can be a negative experience to have those things and to keep those things around. Especially, I am definitely an advocate for throwing away those jeans from high school. I don't know, some women do that. They're like, this is my pair from high school and I just want to just don't do that to yourself. I feel like that's just no fun. Um, I think that it's good to keep some things on some end if you really loved them. If you were 10 pounds lighter and you feel like you can get back to that again and you really love this piece, then totally keep it. But I feel like if you look into your closet and it's just a lot of clothes that don't fit you, it's kind of depressing, and it would be for anybody.
hmm And I have worked with clients who are even on the opposite side of that, where it's like they don't want to get rid of the clothes that fit them in the past
Mm,
because, they're not sure where they're
what
going.
if?
So clothing can be such an interesting thing when we see those
Mhm.
numbers, and whether it's the scale sometimes or whether it's clothing size numbers. I think we, especially as women, men may have this as well, but I think
Mhm.
especially as women, we get very attached to those numbers.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think that's definitely a thing. And it's hard, going through changes in life, and it's hard when, the scale isn't telling you what you want it to tell you. um, I do think that out of sight is probably a better place for those. So say you want to keep those just in case. It's not my favorite because I feel like, it's just kind of like a bad juju kind of thing. But if you do want to do that and you're kind of prone to yo-yo, I think putting those in a storage container, maybe putting those in the back of the closet somewhere out of sight, that would probably be solid. And then you still know, again, to like kind of craft that like curated closet, then you have everything that fits you and works well for you at this time with your current body.
It's sort of like the adage of dressing for the job you want, not the job you have.
Yes.
That idea. But speaking of that, what are maybe 3 to 5 items that you would recommend every, career-oriented woman have in her closet?
Oh, I love this question. So, there is one thing for sure that no matter what budget my client might be at, whether we're working on a TJ Maxx or a Nordstrom, wherever we are, the one thing that I recommend all women have is a pair of nice, well-fitting, dark wash jeans. That is numero uno for me. I think that they can go for work. I think they can go for night. They can go for day. I think the dark wash and the fit of those just elevates anything that you put with it, whether that's a t-shirt, a blazer, whatever. So that would be my number one for sure.
And are we still in the like skinny jean, ankle jean mode right now as far as styles go?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So skinny jeans are definitely the thing. I would go for maybe like a higher rise. I think too, a lot of women that I work with, they have like a negative opinion of jeans just because they haven't been shopping for jeans in a while. And it's amazing how a good pair of jeans can just like rock your world. Maybe you're like thinking about the Levi's of yore where they were like scratchy and uncomfortable. And then I will put them in a pair of Joe's jeans, say, and they're like, what is this? And it's definitely, if you haven't shopped for jeans in a while, investing in a super nice pair of jeans is going to just definitely elevate anything that you put with it.
That's awesome. I actually used to be kind of an anti-jeans person myself, but
Mhm.
I've gotten a couple pair that it's like, no, these are actually, they're soft, they're comfortable. So I relate to that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And in terms of some other items, I think that what is essential, like what is a wardrobe essential, just kind of depends on the person. But some staples would be those dark wash jeans, maybe like a blazer, a nice fitted blazer. You could take that, you could wear that for work, or you could wear it for, you know, an event or just for fun with a graphic t-shirt. I think black flats are a solid. One thing that's for me that I've worn a bazillion times, it's a silk black cami. And that one for me has just been the best essential layering piece. And I couldn't recommend that more. It's, you know, an investment, but you can wear any jacket over it. You can tuck it into a skirt for work with a blazer. You can tuck it into a cute skirt for an evening out. Like, it goes with everything.
And I love I don't know how you feel about this, but I just love the feel of like whole fabrics, like silk and,
Mhm.
you know, cotton and linen and those on my skin. I have sensitive skin, so
Absolutely.
I'm a little bit
Hmm.
just mindful when it
Yeah,
becomes, you know, when it comes to fashion.
absolutely. And I think, you know, investing in pieces that, especially those like basics, and spending a little bit more so you know that they're quality and are going to last you a while. Because it's one thing to buy one tank top from, you know, Forever 21, rest in peace, and, you know, then have to buy, you know, 10 more because that one frayed and, you know, over 3 times of wearing it, you know. So I
Mhm.
think that just going ahead and making that initial investment into yourself and in your wardrobe, I think is solid. And you don't have to do it for every piece. I think it's fun because you have a chance to play. You know, you can, you know, buy that red pair of pants that, you know, you're not going to wear with everything, but maybe they just bring you joy. Like, you looked at them in the store and you were like, you know what, this is for me, this brings me joy. That's great. And you don't have to spend $1 million on that pair that, you know, you're not going to wear that often. But I do think for some of those pieces that are staples, it's a good thing to go ahead and invest in them and invest in yourself.
What do you think, as far as, I'm a person who, what you just talked about with the bright pants, that really makes sense for me, because some days I think, okay, I don't need any colors except black and white.
Hmm.
Those are
Hmm.
my favorites. But then other times I really like other colors or a pop of color to be a
Hmm.
statement color and patterns. So how do you feel? It's okay. I got my
That's
dog
my
here too.
dog. Yeah. Here, let's see if he'll make an appearance.
Aw.
Come here. Come here. Maybe he'll shush. Everyone say hello to
Oh,
Oliver.
how
He's
sweet.
having a
Hi,
hard time.
Oliver.
What were
So
you saying?
sweet. So, I guess, how would you recommend finding a balance between timeless staples and, you know, trendy
Hmm.
pieces, which we want to look like we're current, especially those of us who interface with people a
Hmm.
lot. You want to look like you know what's happening, but maybe not to the point of overkill.
Oh, no, for sure. It's definitely a delicate balance, I feel like. But I think when you're making an outfit for yourself, I think if you mix those pieces, like say your black cami with maybe, you know, that skirt that's got the little feathery things on it, or, you know, sequins or whatever, you know, you've chosen that's trendy for you. I think that if you kind of just mix and match pieces that are timeless and that, you know, are within your comfort zone, and that just kind of add that one piece, you know. So maybe it's not a full outfit. Maybe you're not just kind of throwing a bunch of things out there and, you know, hoping for the best. Maybe
Hmm.
you stick with some pieces that, you know, are, you know, solid and timeless and classic, and then just kind of add in some pops of fun here and there.
What are, just on the business side of things, as you've kind of grown your business, what are some of the biggest takeaways that you've learned about your
Hmm.
business and about the people that you serve?
Let's see. I do think that no matter what client I'm working with, you realize how much a closet has to do with you and who you are as a person. And I think going into this, I was like, you know, I love clothes, I love fashion, I love people. This, you know, this will be so fun. And what I didn't realize about it is how close to the heart things can get when you're in somebody's closet. You know, I kind of joke that it's kind of like half styling, half therapy, because, you know, we put things in our closet that, you know, we want to keep, but we want to tuck away, you know, memories, and, you know, maybe we've lost a loved one, and, you know, so we keep those items, and, you know, or went through a divorce, or, you know, some life event, or, you know, it could be anything, but we tuck those items away in the closet. And so for me, it's been a real gift to get to work with clients and for them to trust me to come into their space and know that it's a judgment-free zone, and that, you know, they're willing to work with me and go through some of the nitty-gritty emotional things that come with that. And I think that was one unexpected thing about the business. You know, I thought, you know, it's fine, I love clothes. And then now I realize, you know, just how deep to the heart that can be. And it brings me so much joy, you know, to be able to work with clients.
What you were just saying reminds me of, well, our previous conversation reminded me of Iris Apfel, who I love. And, you know, the Iris Apfel
Oh,
challenge is happening
yes.
now. It's so cute on Instagram and everything. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
But she always says, I like to do things as though I'm playing jazz. But the more I've reflected on that quote over the years, you know, like jazz, there are definitely those swingy, fun moments, but there are
Mm-hmm.
prettier dark times as well. And I feel like
Yeah.
that fashion evolution, you know, that quote makes more sense to me as I reflect on that with exactly what you're talking about. I have pieces that my grandmother gave me that it feels like I'm just not ready
Oh,
to get rid of that yet. So I relate
yeah.
to that.
Absolutely. No, you're not the only one. And that's, you know, one of the joys of my job is to get to, you know, come meet people as they are and kind of get to experience that with them, and pick through some of those, you know, little hurts, and work on those together, along with the fun stuff, you know, along with
Oh
the
yeah.
shopping for shoes and, you know, all that cool stuff. But I think it makes it more of an authentic experience that we can do that together.
So for someone who's looking to just, you know, they realize maybe they're out with the old, in with the new, how would you recommend just approaching, you know, taking a fresh approach to your closet?
Ooh, okay. Well, I think the best thing visually to do, if you really just want to dig in there and out with the old, in with new, take everything out. Take it all out and put it on your bed. You know, and I think that's kind of a Marie Kondo method, but it's also, you know, my method as well. So if you don't want to go piece by piece, if you really want to see what you're putting back in there and what you're taking out, I think just being able to visually see the empty closet, and then actually kind of feel things as you put them back in there. If you really want to, like, you know, uh, get down to what's really essential, I think seeing things as you put them back in is really helpful to do that.
Realizing you're making a choice
Oh yeah,
by
it's a
putting it in
choice.
there. You're
Hmm.
choosing to
Hmm.
occupy that real estate, you know. I
Right.
think that's been helpful for me. Because
Yeah, for sure.
otherwise, you know, you just think when you're a fashion addict. I'm giving myself away
Yeah.
here, but it's, you know, one of those things that you just think like you have room for all this stuff. And then I guess later you realize, no, I don't have all the space in the world. I need to be a little bit selective.
Yeah. And I think the thing about it is that, you know, a lot of clients will be like, I just don't have enough space in my closet. I just don't, you know, there's too much stuff in here and I can't see what's going on. And by the time we go through it, they're always surprised that they had more space than they needed all along. And what's really happening is that they're hanging on to things that just don't work that well for them. I have never gone into a closet and we haven't gotten rid of just piles of stuff that they didn't necessarily love or necessarily need.
So I have one question that came from a friend of mine. I want to be sure that I get to that. And she asked just how many pieces of different articles of clothing do you recommend having, or how do you know when you've reached that boundary? Is there a certain number of skirts or pants or, you know, blouses that you feel like every person needs?
I would not give that a number. I think that it just is totally dependent on you. And I think that your closet will tell you when you have enough. And so for me at this point in my life, and like you as a person who loves fashion, I think at this point I have to go with the method of one new thing in, one old thing out. And that's kind of how I've been trying to live, and then justify my new purchases by getting rid of something old. And then that way, you're cycling out things, but also cycling in new things. So the joy and the fun of buying something new is still there, but you're not cluttering up your closet so you can't see what you have.
I love that idea of just approaching it with more mindfulness and hopefully just, being environmentally friendly, recycling. And
Absolutely.
so, on that note, and especially in light of the recent events, and I feel like a lot of people who may be truly in need of things to wear right now, are there any certain locations that you feel like would be great for people to drop off clothes to as they purge their closets?
Well, I think, this is a special time because there are going to be a lot of people who've lost everything, who've lost their homes, who don't have clothing right now. And so more than ever, this is a great time to go through your closet, to be able to give those to someone in need. I usually take clients' clothes to women's shelters or maybe Northside Neighborhood House. They have a really cool program where people can come in who are jobless, and they can pick an outfit under a certain dollar amount, and they help them, with their interview outfit. So they can come in and pick that outfit out there. I love their cause. I think that's an incredible place to donate. As of now, I'd say probably be on the lookout maybe for some of the bigger churches who are doing specific donations for tornado disaster relief. Then that would be a great place now to bring some of those clothes.
I love that, especially, it's hard to see positives with especially both of these situations happening together, but that's certainly one thing that I could see maybe coming out of this, that, we are at home, we've been getting rid of stuff. I feel like I have been, and I've heard of that with a lot of other people. And so maybe
Mhm.
this is a time where it could benefit the people in need. So before we hop off, Mary Beth, is there anything else that you would like people to know about your service and how you can help them?
Absolutely. Well, so for right now, since we're all at home, I'm offering virtual styling services. So I can go through your closet with you, and we can do everything we've talked about just like I would in person, only over Zoom or FaceTime. I'm also doing Ask a Stylist sessions. So you get me for 30 minutes, and for 20 bucks, and we can talk about anything you want to talk about. So whatever the outfit you're trying to put together, if you can't figure it out, or you just have some burning questions that you want to ask, then I'm here for you for that. And then also my in-person services, I'll be pre-booking those at a discount. So if you're interested in any of that, you can visit www.marybethstyles.com.
I love that. I think you have such a unique business, and I love that we have something that feels so, as you said, curated, a very boutique service, but very accessibly priced as well here in Chattanooga. So thank you again for being here with me today. And can people follow you on social media as well?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. It'll be at Mary Beth Styles. And then on Facebook, it's Mary Beth Styles Chat, CHATT.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Mary Beth. And I hope everyone will take time to check out all of her social media and her website. I absolutely love following it, and I love your tips.
Thank you so
So
much. Thank you
thank you.
for
And
having me.
we need to get on a call because my closet still needs help. So yes, you're very welcome. And thank you.